This problem is about evaluating an equation at several different points of x, and you can see the values of x right over here. I've got one version where x is a negative number, and I've got another version where x is a positive number, and what's going to happen as I plug these into the equation depends on that negative sign. So let's work through it for the first one. I mean, if this were an x, you can see how I'd basically be recreating that equation, right? It's just x's. But it's not x. In this example, it's going to be a positive 3. So I'm just going to plug in 3 everywhere I see those x values. And now we work through according to the order told to us by PEMDAS, right? First I do things in the parentheses, then I do exponents and so on. So the first thing I do is I take 3 to the 2 power, right? I square it. And that's going to give me a 9 in that parentheses, right? That's the effect it's having. Now there's nothing to do over here except multiply these together. So that's 3 times 3, that's 9. And I have a plus 7. Well, that negative 9 combines with this negative 9 plus the 7 to make negative 18 plus 7. If you plug that into your calculator, you get, oh, I don't know, negative 11. So that's our answer. Now something a little different happens with this next one. And if you're not careful, this is the mistake people make. When you're plugging in this negative 6 everywhere in this problem, this is where you might get the wrong answer and not really understand why. Well, it comes down to what you type in the calculator. If you say to the calculator, this, without those parentheses, here's what the calculator will do. It's going to say, okay, this student wants to square 36. Except, oh, there's a negative sign. Don't forget that. And then it's going to say that negative 6 squared is negative 36. Well, that's completely wrong, because any negative number times a negative number has the effect of canceling out those negative signs. Right? The true answer here should be 36. And if you're not careful with your parentheses in the calculator, then you're going to mess that up. Now here's another example. What's negative 2 times negative 6? Right? Negative 2 times negative 6 is a positive 12. Those negatives cancel out. So you really got to watch these things. Oftentimes the mistake in this problem just comes down to a negative sign.